Order 7, touch the flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Rick Robs is absent tonight. I'm going to start with Jim Likely. He had asked to be here tonight. Jim is running for township trustee. He was a trustee for several years, up until 6 years ago, and he's running again. And I hope you'll give him his attention and listen to him. I think he's, I know the times I've talked with him, he's got some ideas on the fire department, which is all on our minds a lot of times. And Jim, with that, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council.
And you got 5 minutes, by the way. Forgot that part.
The common interest between the township and the village is the fire department. As you know, the trustees have placed a $1.5 million 5-year levy for EMS services on the November ballot. That levy I do support. I think that is the correct direction for the department to be heading. That answers the needs. I think that answers the needs of the township and the village. The 3 previous levies that they had was for the general purpose of the fire department, with the intention of purchasing a replacement fire truck. I did not support those levies. I don't believe that Westfield Fire and Rescue should be in the market purchasing a fire truck for nearly $1 million. I think leadership has to think outside of the box, outside of the norms, and try to understand what services can be provided for the funds that are there. My proposal would be to communicate and contract fire service or a portion of fire service to a neighboring community for the purpose of that vehicle that they're planning that they'd like to replace. That would provide additional revenue to that neighboring community, provide services needed in Westfield Township and the village, giving them the opportunity to concentrate their efforts to life-saving efforts to EMS, motor vehicle response, and first responder to fire calls. It's important that the existing piece of equipment that they have, fire truck that they have, is maintained. It would be a critical part of the services intended. Motor vehicle accidents, they can respond to that. First responder to fire calls, they can respond to that with that vehicle. The vehicle that needs to be replaced is slated to be replaced, should be, I believe, contracted out. The department has several, even if the $1.5 million passes for the EMS purposes, they need additional funding. Those levies that were proposed in the past are still needed. They need to have additional funding for the general fund of the department. I just don't think that they should be looking to purchase another one. That service could be farmed out, contracted out. Then they can concentrate those efforts on EMS, motor vehicle response, and first responder to fire calls. The equipment that's in-house still needs to be maintained and is on a schedule to be replaced. Should be on schedule to be replaced. The oldest EMS vehicle is a 2014. They need to be setting aside $63,000 a year, $62,000 a year until that vehicle is replaced in 2029. So they got 4 years to set aside those kind of funds just for one squad. The second squad needs to have funds set aside for it at $23,000 a year for the next 18 years to be able to replace that vehicle at its time to be repurchased. Those funds have to be available and need to be able to be set aside and not just used as a contingency fund. So additional funds are needed. Now, don't think that any portion of this proposal puts Chief Hall and his position in jeopardy. It does not. Chief Hall, in my years around local government and this fire department, Chief Hall is the best chief that this department has ever had. His commitment to the community, his commitment to the members and to that department are second to none. His integrity, second to none. So he is a critical part of the department moving forward. His leadership in that department is obvious. So we've got a great chief with Chief Hall in Westfield Fire and Rescue. Leadership has to make some hard decisions. And it's time that Westfield Fire and Rescue kind of realized that those previous levies, the residents didn't support. They didn't like the direction that those levies were taking. I've spoke with some of you that the residents are sitting around their kitchen tables every morning trying to figure out how to pay their bills. That's a reality. So the mindset that has been out there, well, we need it, so you have to pay it. You have to pay, you have to give us more money. That mindset doesn't necessarily work with all of our residents. So we have to be willing to look at other options, try to provide the best services that we can with the funds that are made available to us, and realize that some hard decisions may need to be made. So, thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Any questions for Jim?
Sure.
And this is just one thing else. Is there any way to contract out EMS services?
I would not look at any portion of the EMS being farmed out. I think it's too critical to have that so close to the community. Seville Guilford Fire Station, the question that I had before was, well, what about response time? Seville Guilford is 3.5 miles to the center of the village. Looking at 6 to 7 mile radius from Seville Guilford Fire Department. 1611, that engine that's in this house, is still a critical part to fire response and a critical part to motor vehicle response. I just saw it last week up on 224, a garbage truck caught on fire. 1611 was there putting that fire out. And our department was responding to that. So it is a critical part, but the EMS side, we're not there yet. These steps may be the first steps to form an area-wide district. As more and more communities realize the cost of this industry. Fire industry is very, very expensive, and they're not bashful about it. They tell you that truck's gonna be $1 million, and it's nothing. Fire industry is expensive, and I think more and more communities are gonna have to realize that the residents may be not willing or able to support an industry that is as expensive as it is. That doesn't mean that we can't provide it. We just need to collaborate with our surrounding areas and see what can be done to work together to reduce those costs, provide the services, but the EMS and that motor vehicle response, I think, is too critical, and that's probably the greatest portion of our calls. Chief Hall, I'm sure, has those numbers. Probably 70%, I would guess, maybe more, are EMS and motor vehicle responses. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate you coming. Have two, Nancy, go ahead.
Just partly in response to what Jim said, I've been on the receiving end of an EMS call, and I appreciate the speedy, very speedy response. But I'm here to thank you all for having the car show again. It couldn't have been a better day, I don't think. The weather was perfect. I heard 400 cars, is that right?
That's right.
Plus. You're gonna have like a parking garage, so you have levels. There's an we appreciate you letting us use the back of the old fire station to accumulate village treasures all week long. It allows us to price them and so ahead of time. To Dave and his crew, he gives us the keys so that we can get into the fire station, provides a pickup truck and some young, strong helpers Labor Day morning to help us take everything from the fire station across the street. Mr. Filak is here and his scouts helped us to take all the tables and chairs out of the church on Sunday and put all the tables and chairs back into the church when we were done on Monday. As we've gotten older and tireder and fewer, we're less able to do that for ourselves. So we appreciate the scouts helping. The fire department was wonderful. They manned the grills for us and didn't hear a single complaint about the doneness of the burgers or the hot dogs. We sold every hot dog we had and had a very few hamburgers left. So that's 500 sandwiches. We appreciate that the company loaned us the grills again this year and allowed us to get ice for the coolers from the back of the inn. So we made, right now we have taken in about $5,600 from that day and we give it all away to area charities, organizations. We always keep a bit back to use in case we have a preschooler whose family has some misfortune and might need help with the tuition and so forth. But the rest of it we give away and we appreciate it.
Is that a record, Nancy? 5,600?
Probably, we typically make between 4,500 and 5,000. It depends on the value of the treasures. At the yard sale. I don't know if any, before we used to use the fire station to accumulate things during the week. This is back when Mary Urian was in charge. We had a big moose head on the back pew of the church that someone donated. We had nowhere to keep it. So it was on the back, but that sold for a big amount of money, but we didn't have many moose heads this year. So, but anyhow, it was a great day all the way around. At the end of the day, you're so tired, you think, I'll never do this again. But after a couple days pass and
You got a year to forget about it.
that's right, you do. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for going.
Yeah, Nancy, you guys contribute greatly to our success as a village because of your customers and all the things we have for the constituents of the village, as well as the people who come to the car show.
Once they park those cars, it's kind of a captive audience. They've got nowhere to go.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
Do you want?
Well, we have a Boy Scout update.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I think I'm here to take part in an update. I'm Val and a representative from the Western Reserve.
Sarah Kissin.
Yeah. And then I think we needed a couple of items. I think we settled on being able to start small, or well, I don't know how small it is, but at least start with clipping the vines, the wild grape and that is in the area that is under conservation. So we start with that. But the big question to the village is we need to notify the adjoining landowners so that they understand who's back there working and why. And then, was there any other items?
Yeah, first it would be the grapevines, and then what was mentioned, I know by Greg, was invasive species. So we did ask her about that, we can remove invasive species. Best time to do that is late summer, early fall, because what will happen is, once you take them out and put the herbicide, it goes down in. If you do it in the spring or summer, kind of like everything's growing, it pushes it out and creates even more invasive species. However, with the invasive species, the herbicide is something that Boy Scouts cannot do. I mean, the Boy Scouts fathers can help dig out the roots and everything, but we would need to put herbicide in, and Sarah said some communities even ask that somebody can certify that does the herbicide. I don't know, Dave, are you certified?
No.
No. So, you know, if we go down that path, we'll have to find out what we can do with the herbicide. We thought the first would be the grapevines, then invasive species. We can put in a trail. Sarah recommended getting a landscaper, or if you know somebody in the village that can design the trail, then the Boy Scouts then will move and start doing that. And at that point, I think it might become a community, then have people come out and help with the trail. because Boy Scouts would take forever, but I mean, it'd be like a slow progression of things to do. But at the end, it could be something that'd be really nice for the community.
We know who the residents are all around that. I would think, Cabo, Perkimat, and Christie could put out a letter to. I think the village could absorb that easy enough. Put out a letter to all the residents, that this is what's been going on back there and,
Because
Yeah,
seriously,
take care.
whenever anybody from the land conservancy is back there, it's like everybody comes around, like, who's out there, why, what are you doing?
Yes,
Sure.
yes.
So,
Part of that's a good thing though, too, because,
Yeah.
you know, everybody knows that it's supposed to be conserved land. So if you're out there for a reason you should be, that's fine. But if you're not, so probably a little advance notice will make a big difference.
we'll get something out, hopefully maybe later this week, Paul. I can write something up and give it to you, and you can polish it up and
Sure.
then. Are you guys ready to start?
Jason,
Start that?
That was gonna be my question then. How soon would you, so if we do plan something this fall, when would you like us to plan it?
Why not? ASAP, why not?
Okay.
Time this month.
Yeah,
I mean, I wonder-
as soon as you get it rolling and, get it going, because as she said, this apparently it's the best time to do it, or you guys said.
Are there a lot of grapevines out there, a lot of vines?
I have not inventoried it myself yet. However, it seemed to be, that was step one. And then step two is the multiple rose, buckthorn. There's a couple of others. Honeysuckle, that's one that's invasive.
Russian owl problem.
Yeah.
On the topic of a trail, let's kind of put the cart before the horse maybe, but Jason, couldn't your team help us with the, when the time comes with the surveying of the trail extension?
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
You know, at that point, we want to see, do we want to put up a pavilion or not put the structure, so.
So right now, the first step is the invasive species and
Well, the first step is the grapevine, and then invasive species would be after that, but we really need to figure out how we're going to do that, because that is herbicide and.
Yeah.
We need to narrow the area that we're going to count first, so if it's gonna be a path or a trail, they're not just doing whole area.
I don't know, we'll do, the grapevine need to go, period.
Yeah, so the general discussion, my impression of it was that we were just going to go for after those invasive species and allow the larger growing trees to kind of, yeah, expand.
both of you. Anybody else want to address council before I move on here? No, I don't see any other strange faces. Okay. This is good. Can I have a motion?
Strange.
Or-
I don't think that was intended that way.
Other strange faces.
Strange face number one, strange face number two, got it.
Ambrose doesn't usually come. He's strange. All right. Can I have a motion to accept the council minutes of August 5? And I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion to pay the bills?
Move to pay the bills.
Any changes on that, Debbie? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion to accept the fiscal officer's monthly financial reports?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We just took care of old business item 1. We do new business item 1, a resolution of 2015-16, adopting the 2025 Medina County EMA All Hazards Plan. Can I have a motion to suspend?
So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adopt?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Too late. Item 2, resolution 2015-17, authorizing acceptance of the opioid settlement and participation agreement with the secondary Manufacturers, motion to suspend.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion to adopt? All those in favor? Any opposed? Item 3, agreement, assignment of the ATM lease to First Financial Corporation. And yes, they are gonna keep it out there, I understand. But it will look different, and I understand that you'll tune into a person rather than just that when you hit it, somebody
George
in
Jetson?
Cincinnati or somebody will come up on the screen and ask you what you want. It's pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, can I have a motion to second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Year-end date, suggestion's been made, December 29 at 8 AM with a finance committee meeting to follow.
It's a Monday morning. I noticed that too. I'm glad I wasn't the one to shake my head about that.
Yeah, I thought I was the only one who got to complain about 8 AM meetings.
It's my production meeting every morning or every Monday, so.
It's good, we got another complainer
Aren't
here.
you on
about
break?
you.
You wanna do it on Friday, the 26th?
Oh, in other words, that's not good for you. Through your laughter, that's not good for you.
It would not be
I mean,
good.
no,
Okay.
I mean, nobody wants to do it on Friday, the 26th. We don't have too many opportunities. The way Christmas falls and the way the holiday falls.
Somebody pick a date.
8 o'clock on the 29th. We're not doing 8 o'clock on the
It's
29th.
fine.
now, is that
I'll
it?
make it work. We're good.
Oh, back date, okay.
We'll make
8
it.
AM 29th and a finance committee meeting to follow.
Yep.
I have a motion and a second.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we're set with our year-end meeting. That is the agenda. Anybody have anything? Add to it? Guess not. Engineers report. Jason.
All right. Yeah, I finished the OPWC application and submitted it to Medina County. It was due today, actually, but I got it in last week. Preliminary scoring is 66. Last year we scored a 60, so hopefully we're in better position to receive some funds. That's what I have right
That's the
Yes.
other piece of the Greenwich property.
now. We're asking for a grant of 150,000.
Okay. Any questions for Jason? Police Department.
Don't have very much tonight for you. The first and foremost, the summer has, with the heat and everything else, we found ourselves on calls outside quite a bit. We did not want to use the uniform 8-point hats that we use for parades and memorials all the time. They had a hat that they used to use with the badge on it. I've refined that to put the patch on there. I think this looks better, looks more professional. This is not, you won't see this a lot. Basically, you're gonna see us if we're out doing some traffic control or out on a call that will extend in the heat and the sun, kind of to save us. I just want to let you know about the uniform change. So if you saw that, you weren't surprised by it. The new car is up and running. It's been on the road for a couple weeks now. It's got a lot of compliments on it. It looks great. It's running very nice. Thank you. It's really nice to have that kind of equipment. To have good equipment is essential for first responders, and that is some good equipment. I appreciate you guys approving that and getting that for us. Stats for the month of August. We had 18 calls of service. 5 of those were officer initiated calls, resulted in just 1 report. We had no crashes. We had 89 officer generated extra patrols, business checks, 40 vacation watches, which equaled 129 self-initiated activities for last month. We were on 9 fire EMS calls. We assisted the sheriff's office 5 times, the state highway patrol once, Seville once, and Lodi Police 4 times. We made 34 traffic stops. 34 traffic stops was a kind of a collaboration between Paul and I. We talked about it. We saw the need for greater traffic enforcement in the village. Out of those, but you'll also see out of those 34 traffic stops, 32 resulted in verbal warnings and 3 citations were issued. So we're hitting what I think is a very good number when it comes to enforcement numbers on there. You know, that could ultimately step up if we don't see a decline in traffic violations within the village. But we're gonna keep traffic slow, stopping at the stop signs, so we can keep that 0 number on traffic crashes. That's the ultimate goal.
Questions for the chief? Thank you. Village superintendent.
Chief Hall.
Oh, excuse me.
You're wrong.
You're on.
All right, monthly activity report for August, busiest ever. We had a total of 72 runs for August. 49 to the township, 6 to the village. We provided mutual aid 9 times to Seville, 5 times to Lodi, once to Lafayette, one to Spencer Township, 1 to Wadsworth Township. 55 of those were during day shift hours from 8 AM to 8 PM. 17 were from on night shift from 8 PM to 8 AM. Again, we provided mutual aid 17 times. We received mutual aid 11 times. Department updates. Month of August, we billed out $26,599.28 in EMS billing money. Our MVA/fire cost recovery money from January 1st to date, we've billed out $30,032.02. We're starting to get some checks in from that. We're up to $1,323.96. We had 21 resident transports, 17 non-resident transports, and 2 mutual aid non-resident transports. And I just want to commend the personnel. Out of those 72 calls, we didn't miss a single one of them. Many times that we had 6 calls pretty close together. 3 of them were going on at the same time. But we had people from there on all of them. But unfortunately, we only had 2 ambulances, so both of those were working. So our personnel have done a phenomenal job of covering calls. And like I said, that's I'm gonna go out on a limb, but I don't think Westfield's ever had 72 calls in a month. So just some general, we provided CPR training for 31 bus drivers at Cloverleaf School. We're still working on our Lexipol policy manual. Medic 2 had an oil change. We did lose 1 person due to conflict with work and family. Eric Kristen, he resigned on August 18th. But we did gain another paramedic on August 21st. Nicole Davison passed her paramedic test. So that brings our total up to 10 paramedics for the fire department. At one time, we only had 3. So we have 10 now. And then cornhole tournament that we had at the station on August 9th was well attended. And on our grants are status quo right now. And if I may address, I came in late, and Mr. Likely, thank you for your comments. I greatly appreciate them, but I want to be very cautious when councils, townships, they talk about contracts. Right now, we have collaboration amongst everyone in this county. We have mutual aid agreements. There's a fire, we're all helping each other out. Nothing's gonna change there. What happens when you do a contract is you're gonna start paying somebody else for service, and eventually you're gonna buy them a new fire truck, or you're gonna put more full-time people on for them, and they're not gonna guarantee anything for Westfield. I've been doing this for 30 years, and I have a good grasp on how fire departments are working. We do work well together. This evening is a prime example. Seville Guilford was over on, what road was that? Silver Creek. I don't even know where that's at. I think it's on the east side of Wadsworth for a fire. They had an EMS call, we had to cover. If it had been a fire call, it'd have been the same thing. We would have had to cover it. So we do collaborate together. So again, I'm just throwing that as a caution. We're probably in the best position Westfield Fire Department's ever been in, and I'm afraid something might get derailed. Even if we're running antique fire equipment, then that is what it is. That's what we have, and we'll make it work. So, thank you.
Dave,
August superintendent report, processed 3.76 million gallons of wastewater. Filed the monthly reports, all the EPA reports that go along with that. Performed all the required operational testing, routine equipment maintenance, and pressed sludge. At Village Hall, we performed maintenance on the fountain out front. In the street department, we removed trees on Grant and Highland. One died, and one of which is in the process of repairing the sidewalk that Terry asked about. Mowed village properties, crack sealed on West Greenwich Road. And no activity at the cemeteries. At the parks, we set up for the cricket tournament, prep ball fields, and issued a couple zoning permits.
Yeah, one was, they already played with it, or?
Yes. That's over. That was an all-day event,
I would love to see.
from 7 to 9.
Dave, I think when the surveyors were out, they must not like our split rail fence.
What's left of it?
Yeah, is there anything we can do there to, I don't want.
I can repair if you want to spend them.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, I mean.
It's gonna be ripped out.
Okay, yeah, so that's, I guess, my question, when, I thought that was gonna happen last month, but when are they starting to work on that?
You talking about the tear out? Yeah. Well, tear out won't come on until next year.
No, I thought it was coming this fall.
That was if we were gonna remove the trees, which we're not doing.
Oh, okay, so okay, I stand corrected, thank you.
The water treatment plant and the EPA, and all that good jazz.
We haven't heard anything other than,
They're still using
they're
water from
getting
north.
water from somewhere, huh?
From north, now, right?
that's where they were getting it from.
Well, they're not getting it from the wells on Westfield Road.
As far as I know, no.
Well, you're not getting as much?
No. Nobody's saying a whole lot of anything, so.
But aside from different sources, our towers are unaffected, correct?
To the best of my knowledge, that is a correct statement.
Planes, just on the crosswalks, getting those painted and updated.
Actually, I kind of dropped the ball on that one. I put a call in earlier and I needed to give him a footage and I haven't got that back to him yet. But that's on my
We
list
do
to
it
do.
now, we do it before the Memorial Parade in May.
Oh, yeah, it'll be done this year.
Other questions? Okay, mayor's report, nothing came through mayor's court, no communications, no comments and concerns. And before I move to the law director, some new folks came in and we have our public participation for people who want to talk to council right at the beginning, but I'll give you a shot if there's anything you wanted to share with us.
No, we were just.
Just visiting?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, did you already talk about the property piece where, and Paul, this is Paul? For the project, did you guys already talk about that?
You're talking about.
The slope easement, yeah.
Well, Jason touched on it briefly, and I think we talked about the fence that fell down.
Oh, no, that's it then, no, we just didn't know if you're talking about it tonight or not.
Now, the decisions have not been, there's 5 homeowners involved and decisions have not been made yet.
For one of the owners.
Every one of them, and Bittner, yeah.
I'll be leaving this post here. shortly. When that conversation starts, I'll be right where you're at, okay?
Well, we got an executive session tonight. We'll be talking about it privately to try to get where it goes. I guess I can tell you that. much, Okay, yeah.
Not all.
There is the possibility that action will be taken
Well,
on
and, yeah,
after
and
the
you
executive
might want to
session.
hang around. There's
Yeah.
possibility of action afterwards,
Okay.
depending on what how the executive session goes, and it won't be forever, so
Okay,
you're more than welcome.
thank you.
Okay.
They just have to stand outside.
No problem.
With him.
I was on council back in the day.
Don't put your ear to the door.
I'm not gonna stick around.
All right, law director.
I have no update.
Okay, council, my comments and concerns, Mr. Bittner.
I think it's well known, but I'll make it public. If you haven't read the fine print, I am not running for reelection in November. And I just want to thank council for their support over the years. And I look forward to finishing out and attending the meeting on December 29th. Briefly. I probably won't
right.
stick around for the finance meeting.
Yeah, that would be not neat, but that's true. Val, anything else?
No comments.
Good.
Just the Rivendell Nature Preserve. If you haven't had a chance to check it out on Greenwich Road, I encourage you all to do so. It is something to see. And 203 acres, I believe. 203?
Close.
Over 200 were donated. It's really something that I think is going to keep growing too. They talked about phase 2 is going to happen in a couple of years. So there's already walking paths, there's a large pavilion, lots of great nature to take in.
Is that right out of town here?
Yes, so it is the address is 7223 Greenwich Road. So right on Greenwich.
Just before Camel Creek on the right.
Got it.
as you're
Where
going
they built that
west.
Yeah.
Yep, the pavilion.
pavilion. Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. 200 acres.
Yeah.
And it's up and running. You can go back.
You can go back there. It's open.
I actually think it opens later this month. Then it opened on like the 20th. I think there's a ribbon cutting on like the Friday night, the 20th or something like that too. And a thing from like the officials last week. I think the ribbon cutting for the public's the 20th of September.
Okay.
Mr. Oaks.
I have nothing.
Mr. Robinson's not here. Mr. Walkup. Next meeting is Tuesday, October 7th at 7 PM. And at this time, I need a motion and a second and a roll call to go into executive session for purchase of land and employment of personnel.
So moved.
Fisher?
Aye.
Aye. McMahon?
Aye.
Walker?
Debbie, would you please note that I'll only be here for the personnel?
I'll make time of the week.
And Jason is going to hang around out there in case we got any questions to bring him in. And Chief might do the same.
I think we're gonna have a list of state or.
Oh, yeah, most.